So I will take over from this introduction and give you also a bit a background where I'm coming from, especially because this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. More than a decade ago, then I started my master's studies back in University of Tartu, where I was part of one group called Mobility Lab, which is known by using mobile big data to study society and different phenomena in it. So a few years later, after I did my studies there, it became clear that because of the new EU regulations related to data protection, the data set became a bit more closed in a way, also for researchers, because the companies who provided the data were afraid of what will be the outcome if something goes wrong. So we had to figure out new ways how to collect the data to do mobility studies. Now in FinnaCenter, then we have had some discussions with mobile operators, how we can use the mobility data or this mobile positioning data to do some studies. But by now, these companies have their own data products. And if we would like to get access to this original data, then one time I got the response that we can't give you the raw data because you can harm our business. This is the attitude we can see very often when we are going to ask the data from the private sector. And that is also the reason why I have figured out that the problem lies elsewhere than just figuring out like how to do some great studies in mobility field, but the problem is actually how we can open up these data sets for public good. So going further than today, I have been taking the focus of smart mobility as being part of the FinnaCenters for Smart Cities. And there are many definitions out there how to define smart mobility, but most of them include some specific keywords like how to integrate technologies, how to do it in a way that we are providing the best services for users, also how they can smoothly switch from one transport mode to another, but also how to do it in a sustainable way. So these are some of the keywords that we are talking about when we are thinking about smart mobility. But what is very often missing in this discourse is actually what is the collaboration behind that. Because when we talk about the smart solutions, then it involves many stakeholders in cities. We have public administrations who have to provide services to their citizens. And they have to take into account also many different aspects, such as also urban inequalities. And it's very tricky to make it in a way that everybody can use these services. And the private sector, they have their own agenda in a way because they're thinking what is the market in a way and how they can sell their services and how they can increase their user base. Then we have society and we have citizens who are more active nowadays because they want to be more involved to co-design their cities. And also they are those we have to listen in a way because they are the reason, and we are also citizens, and we would like to use all these efficient and smooth services. And the final thing, or like this component, is academia and researchers, as we are, who are the component bringing it all together when it comes to these different frameworks and studies, how to combine technology and do it more innovatively. But it's not ending here because we also have different scales. We have urban scale, but we also have to talk about national scale. We have to talk about international scale, also with different stakeholders involved. This is why it becomes even more complicated. And some of the questions we are tackling in FinnaCenter also relate to how can we create these win-win situations for all, and how we can provide this trusted environment for all these different stakeholders involved in providing or want to boost mobility to be better for all of us. Here is one example coming from smart mobility. Actually, yeah, these are the old slides. I had new ones too, but yeah, this is. There are some questions when we think about user-centric services, and the starting point still is we have to ask who are the users. And what services do they need? And we can ask questions like where they would like to use them, when and why. And then another question is who is providing these services? Because on one part, as I brought it out, it's the city government who have to provide the services for the citizens, but we also have private sector. And what's the balance there? Because one of the things I see is not clear yet how this private sector component may actually increase the inequalities in cities. Because there are some studies done elsewhere that there are service providers who don't want to provide services in places that are not safe. And of course, there are clear reasons why it's that. And also we have to think about different policies involved and also how the data is exchanged, because without the information, we can't come together in a meaningful way. Because when we are adding one mobility provider data on a map, then it will not give you full picture anyway. So we have to think how to do it together. And also the infrastructure that must be organized and coordinated by all. And one is urban mobility. We have the borders, but as you know, that mobility is not limited with the border. Mobility is very hard topic in a way that mobility goes cross-border all the time. When we talk about national scale, we are going to different municipalities, we are working in different municipalities, and also we are more mobile when it comes to international scale as well. And one of the clear examples how the data collaboration works is mobility as a service as a concept. Even in Estonia, we have been trying to develop, and I know that there are still developments in that field right now. And the aim is that we have to make it like good for the user who can easily get access to all the mobility services under one platform and use it also for the payments. Yeah, although we are talking that this is something technical, we are just bringing it together. There are problem again is elsewhere, because we know that we have different infrastructures, technological solutions created by companies, cities, who have to align and become interoperable. And also we have to think about how open they are actually bringing in the data in a way that allows us to provide such services. And so even when we talk about technology, then the bigger question is how to do it in a level of governance of the data. Another example I wanted to give you today is coming from cross-domain. And why it matters is that mobility is not isolated. Mobility is just the one layer in a city, in national scale, international scale, but it comes together with different physical and social phenomena layers. And to actually change something, we have to see them together, as also mentioned by Einari and others, that there are different spheres we have to consider. And when we are making change in another one, then it also affects another. And example is, for example, urban planning, where we are putting different services, where we are putting the infrastructure, also influences how we move. And also there are many others. And here I provided one example of the project. We are also involved in Finnish Center for Smart Cities, which is the deployment project of the European Data Space for Smart Communities. And in essence, it's a Green Deal data space, but it's focusing on cities and communities and how inside this city and community, all these different domains can come together and share the data. And so we have already some pilot projects ongoing, also related to mobility. So if you would like to go and look up the webpage, then you can also see. And I know also that we have some cities presented here today. And for example, in these projects, what they're doing is that they're bringing the traffic and mobility data together with the weather data or air quality data. So they're figuring out how to bring together these data sets and make it more efficient also in the governance level. So this is something we can't forget, and especially as a geographer, it's about understanding all these layers inside the society. And yeah, this is something I talked about, but the problem is that the data currently is locked, and it limits the ways how we can innovate. And we also have regulatory barriers in a way, and we don't have still yet good common standards that are broadly applied. And what we need is we have to figure out this green part, is that how we can make the data flow in a good way that can give something to everyone involved in that. And data don't have to always flow for free. This is also the thing. But what are the business models we can also integrate in this context? And to conclude, then first, actually, I put it the last point in the first, is that we as stakeholders here, because we have here people from the governments, we have researchers, we have citizens, we have also businesses here, and we have to think what is the shared goal, because I think one of the main ones is definitely that we would like our environment to be good, and if something happens, then we are able to respond quickly. And that also means arranging different information and data together. And also not only think about mobility and think about what are the connections with other aspects, especially when we are thinking about, as mentioned, that we know that in cities, the inequalities are bigger than elsewhere when we are taking just a spatial unit. And also we have to think how one action taken can affect another sphere. And here there is an essential role of the data and data governance, because without information we can't make informed decisions in a way. And this is something we are working currently in, and I'm happy that our data team in Finnest is growing even further, and we are starting to take a closer look on that. And this is actually where I'm going to end my presentation, and thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. And we haven't got any Slido questions yet. No, not yet, but I've got a quick question for you. Can you bring some practical examples of different collaborations, whether it's international or in the Estonian context?
Whether you mean mobility or...
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Or across domain.
But either way.
Of course, I know that it really depends what is the context of the collaboration, because I can give some examples back from Tartu when cities are collaborating with researchers and companies to bring together the data. And something what some people also here today did was that they took data to design this bus network in Tartu. This was something that involved different stakeholders in one place. Another example can also come to this environment we have here, which is the Finnest Center for Smart Cities. And what we are doing here is that actually we are providing this platform and the way of where stakeholders can come together and discuss and actually tackle some concrete and important problems. And this is also what is going to happen in the environment of the projects we are involved in, where there is a great focus on stakeholders and how they have to come together to finally solve what is really important. So this is one example, but of course there are these cross-domain examples as well, but let's keep it here.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions from the floor? Okay, in that case, let's have a big round of applause to Anniki. Thank you very much indeed.